Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Saturday, July 15, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link to our Patreon in the description and comments section below. San Diego defeated the New York Mets in their most recent game by a score of 6-2. Manny Machado was the MVP of the day with 5 RBIs with 2 hits and 2 runs scored. Fernando Tatis Jr. also had a pair of hits and runs scored, while Kim Ha-seong had 2 hits in the leadoff spot. Joe Musgrove threw an excellent 6 shutout innings, giving up only 3 hits while striking out 7 and walking none. Fernando Tatis Jr. is the leader in home runs for San Diego with 16, but Manny Machado has a team-high 49 RBIs. Tatis also has the highest batting average with a .288, and Juan Soto has the highest OBP on the squad at .419, but that's not nearly good enough for all the talent that San Diego has to offer. Tatis's slugging percentage also tops the Padres roster, showing that his position on the diamond doesn't matter as long as he hits. Ha-seong Kim has the most steals on the season for San Diego with 16, while Xander Bogaerts has the most steals, while only being caught once at 9. On the pitching side, Michael Wacha, out of all of San Diego's pitchers, has had the best season so far with a 2.84 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP in 85.2 innings pitched. Blake Snell is leading the team in strikeouts with 132, and Josh Hader has converted 21 of 24 save opportunities. Philadelphia tripped into the All-Star break, losing to the Miami Marlins by a score of 7-3. None of the top 4 hitters for the Phillies earned a hit, but Bryson Stott had a pair of hits and an RBI in the effort. Edmundo Sosa had 2 RBIs on the day with a hit and a run scored. Aaron Nola had a mediocre performance, going 6 innings, but giving up 4 runs, while striking out 6 and walking none. I don't often bet on the favorites outright. I usually bet them on the spread, but these two teams have starting pitchers who are evenly matched. Both pitchers have pitched incredibly well in June, and Bryce Harper's status could change the dynamic of the game. I'm expecting a low-scoring game, which means that runs will be at a premium. This game could come down to a battle of the bullpens, with both offenses trying to manufacture key runs. I slightly trust Blake Snell over Taijuan Walker in this case, and the San Diego offense is more talented on paper. Based on run differential, San Diego has a better expected win-loss record than their actual record. This suggests that San Diego has been unlucky, and I think their luck will turn in this game. Both pitchers have been great in the month of June, combining for a 1.19 ERA in 11 starts. While Walker gave up 4 runs in his last start, he gave up only 1 run or less in his last 5 starts before that. Both teams have had the proper rest due to the break. This means that the bats may need a few days to get back into their routine, while the pitchers have extra rest on their arms. The Phillies have hit the under in 39 of their last 72 games, 54%, and the Padres have hit the under in 47 of their past 83 contests, 57%. The Padres are second only to the Braves in runs allowed in the National League, while both teams have only scored 401 runs each on the year. I expect the bullpens to be excellent as well, as there is a lot on the line for both teams. Such a tense game will result in extra attention to defense and pitching. Milwaukee Brewers vs Cincinnati Reds. The Milwaukee Brewers have arguably been the most consistent team in the NL Central all season long, and despite the red-hot run of the Reds, they've maintained their composure and find themselves tied in first place, holding a 7-3 record in their past 10 overall games. In their past 12 played on the road, the Brewers have a solid 9-3 mark, as well as being 11-4 in their past 15 games, and after 2 straight incredible pitching performances, they're looking like the contender many considered them to be when the season began. On the mound, Milwaukee turned to veteran right-hander Freddie Peralta, and while he hasn't been at the same elite level we've seen before in 2023, he has given the team every chance to win in recent times. In his last 4 starts, Peralta has allowed 11 earned runs through 22.2 innings of work, while allowing just 13 hits over that time, and if he can find his control, he should be great over the second half of the season. The Cincinnati Reds have been the surprise of the National League through the first half of the season, as no one quite expected them to be competing at all, but with Elly De La Cruz lighting the league on fire, they've racked up a 6-4 record over their past 10 games. Unfortunately, the Brewers have their number over the course of the season, with just 1 win in 6 games against Milwaukee, but in a good sign, they have an 8-4 record over their past 12 games at home, so they'll be looking to bounce back with an offensive explosion here. On the mound, the Reds will turn to rookie starter Andrew Abbott, who has had a great start to his career, tallying a 4-1 record with a 2.38 ERA through the first 7 starts of the year. The last time he faced the Brewers, Abbott gave up 6 earned runs, but before that, just 5 earned runs through 37.1 innings of work, and after being shut out in the past 2 games, the pressure is on the Cincinnati starters right now. The National League Central race is likely to be close this season, and the Brewers have the momentum after 2 consecutive shutout victories. They have also won 8 of their last 11 games against the Reds, and their pitching staff has a significant advantage in ERA. Therefore, this game is likely to come down to the pitching matchup, and I expect the Brewers to continue their dominance over the Reds with another veteran starter on the mound. The past few matchups in this series have been incredibly close, with just 2 combined runs scored in their last 2 head-to-head battles, and while the Reds have one of the most exciting lineups in all of baseball, they've been slumping in recent days. In their past 10 overall meetings, the under sits at 6-4, and while Cincinnati is known to be a hitter's ballpark, the young lineups have gone through their ups and downs in recent times, so this one should be another low-scoring affair between 2 teams, locked in a battle for the NL Central. Keep it simple, take the under. New York Yankees vs Colorado Rockies. The New York Yankees have been a struggling offensive team statistically this season, as they are 21st in baseball, with a .710 team ops, while averaging 4.4 runs per game. On the road this year, this Yankees team has been less than ideal as they have a .237.305.403 team/line and scoring 4.7 runs in their 40 road games so far. First baseman Anthony Rizzo has to find his power stroke once again as he has a .753 ops with 11 homers, 39 RBIs, and 41 runs scored. The Colorado Rockies have also been a struggling offensive team as they are sitting in 20th place in the majors with a .716 ops while scoring 4.32 runs per game up to this point. This lineup has been doing damage at Coors Field as one of the best defensive teams in the game as they are 6th in MLB and have a .776 ops while averaging 5.07 runs in their 44 home games thus far. Third baseman Ryan McMahon has been doing extremely well to lead the Rockies as he has a .260.341.471/line with 14 home runs, 45 RBIs, 47 runs scored, and 5 stolen bases on 8 tries. Connor Seabold has been brutal this year, according to his baseball saving page, as he is in the 5th percentile in chase rate. Seabold has 4 different pitches with his fastball being thrown 54.7% of the time. He faced the Yankees once last season as a member of the Boston Red Sox as he lost by going 2.2 innings and allowed 7 runs on 9 hits with a hit by pitch, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The records show that the Yankees are 21-19 on the road this season, while the Rockies are 20-24 at home. The pitching matchup also favors the Yankees, as Clark Schmidt is 2-1 with a 3.34 ERA and a 1.18 WHIP in his last 7 starts, while Connor Seabold is 0-4 with a 7.41 ERA and a 1.41 WHIP in his last 7 starts. Based on these factors, I believe that the Yankees will win this game on the road. When diving into the bullpens throughout the year, these bullpens should do well enough here, as New York is 2nd in the league with a 3.11 reliever ERA, while Colorado is 27th in baseball with a 4.90 bullpen ERA. These offenses have been struggling throughout the month of July, as the Yankees are scoring 3.9 runs in their 10 July games, while the Rockies are averaging 3.43 runs in their 7 games in the calendar month thus far. Go with under 11.5 runs in this game, as it is the better option here with 2 weak offenses.